Listen closely. Some stories don't want to be told. But I tell them anyway. I'm Mr. Mystery. And you're watching the Dark Secrets channel.
I've always loved motorsports. Ever since I was a kid, I spent hours watching races, fascinated by the speed, the precision of the drivers, the deafening roar of the engines. I never imagined that one day I'd work directly in the industry, and even less that a simple highlight reel would make me question my own sanity. My name is Andrew Foster. I'm a video editor for one of the largest motorsports channels in the United States. My job is simple: select the best moments from races, put together a smooth edit, and deliver an engaging video for millions of fans worldwide. The dream job for any Formula One enthusiast. But that night, while reviewing the footage from the Australian Grand Prix, I noticed something was wrong. Very wrong. At first, it was just a detail, something anyone else might have ignored. A blur on the side of the track, something that disappeared so quickly it could have been a simple transmission glitch. But my instinct made me pause, rewind, analyze frame by frame. That's when I saw it. There was someone on the track, someone who shouldn't have been there. I had watched the race live. Albert Park was packed, the sun shining over the shimmering tarmac, the scent of burnt rubber filling the air. Engines roared, vibrating through my chest as the cars lined up. The tension was electric, the kind that only builds before the lights go out. The race itself was intense. Several incidents, a crash at turn 1 that forced a red flag, a controversial penalty that split fan opinions. But in the end, it was shaping up to be just another thrilling day in one of F1's most iconic circuits. After downloading the raw files, I began cutting the highlights. Reviewing the key moments, I rewatched daring overtakes, late-braking maneuvers, and wheel-to-wheel battles where millimeters separated glory from disaster. The cars moved with a precision that bordered on supernatural, their tires screaming against the asphalt. Then, on lap 43, I noticed something strange. The onboard camera of a midfield driver had captured something in the background. At first, it was just a smudge, a dark silhouette standing by the barriers on the main straight. I assumed it was a track marshal, but something about it felt off. The position was all wrong. No one should have been standing there. I paused the image, adjusted the brightness. It was a man. Tall, thin, with ashen skin, wearing a faded racing suit. His face was hollow, his eyes sunken and black. A chill crawled up my spine. I advanced a few frames. He was gone. I rewound. There he was again, but the official broadcast didn't show any of this. My chest tightened. Maybe it was a video glitch, some distortion in the feed. But as I checked other onboards, I kept seeing the same figure, always lurking, always motionless. Then I found something that completely froze me. The race leader, in one of the final laps, executed a brilliant overtake on the back straight. His team radio exploded with excitement. "You're alone, no one ahead. Brilliant move." But he wasn't alone. In the onboard replay, just as the driver made his move, he swerved slightly to the right, as if avoiding something. The telemetry confirmed an abrupt flick of the steering wheel, an impossible correction on an empty straight. What did he see? The radio went silent for a few seconds, as if the driver had hesitated, had wanted to say something, but didn't. And once again, the official broadcast only showed a clean overtake, but in the raw files, he was there, always there. I needed answers. Digging through archives, I found scattered mentions of a driver who had vanished from F1 records decades ago. There were no official reports, no interviews, but in obscure motorsport forums, whispers of a mysterious disappearance surfaced now and then. A young driver making his debut crashed during a practice session at Albert Park. When marshals arrived, the car was intact, but the cockpit was empty. The cameras had inexplicably cut out at the moment of impact. Teams searched for hours. No helmet, no gloves, no footprints leading away from the wreckage. The incident was scrubbed from the season's official records. Within years, the driver's name was erased from the sport's history, as if he had never existed. The more I looked into it, the more disturbing it became. Engineers had reported cameras failing at specific corners of Albert Park for years, always at night, always when the track was empty. A handful of marshals in anonymous interviews spoke about seeing things after the races were over. A few drivers, off the record, admitted feeling watched in certain parts of the track, as if someone unseen was standing just beyond the barriers. I kept replaying the footage, analyzing frame by frame, and then I noticed something I had missed. On the final lap, as the winner crossed the finish line, for a brief second, the onboard camera captured something, a figure standing in the middle of the track. He wasn't moving, just staring. The worn racing suit, the empty eyes, the name embroidered on his chest. The footage glitched. And then, he was gone. I slammed my laptop shut. My heart was pounding. That night, I struggled to sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw him. And then, at 3 a.m., my phone buzzed. A new email. No sender, no subject. I hesitated before opening it. Inside was a single attachment, a video file named with the date of next year's Australian Grand Prix. My hands trembled as I clicked it. The video opened with static, then a black screen. And then, for a fraction of a second, a frozen frame appeared. A man, standing at the edge of the track, looking directly at me. Then, the screen cut to black. The next morning, I tried to show the footage to a colleague, but the files were gone. Every single one, as if they had never existed. I wanted to forget. To tell myself it was a trick of the mind, a corrupted file, anything but what I knew deep down to be true. But I can't shake the feeling that next year, when the cars line up at Albert Park once again, he'll be there, watching, waiting.
So, you made it this far. Impressive. My goal is to bring you videos that will make you think. What if this is actually true? Consider subscribing to get direct access to new videos and turn on notifications. I'll see you in the next video. If you have the courage to watch until the end.